Hi guys, welcome! In this video, we'll take a look at the new Footgear synthesis and new tier upgrades coming in RO 2.0. In our previous video, we talked about the new tiers and synthesis of garment in RO 2.0. This time, we'll focus on the new tiers and synthesis of Footgears so that you guys can prepare in advance all the required materials. We'll also compare the stats and effects of the synth Footgear with their respective non-synth version to help you decide whether it is worth it to upgrade your Footgear. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. First up, there's a new Footgear added in RO 2.0. The Boots of Tree of Life is dropped by the new mini gem beast, found at Floating Star Rock. Notably, it grants a decent amount of HP regen and healing bonus, so it can be a decent option for the support healer builds. I don't think this will be in demand as it's not used as a material for synthesis of other Footgears. Next, let's take a look at the Footgears which will have new tiers in RO 2.0. First up, we have additional tiers for Advanced Sack Teddy Shoes, which is the upgraded version of Sack Teddy Shoes. It can now be upgraded from Tier 5 to Tier 8 using the following materials. Aside from granting more def and max HP, the new tiers will also boost crit damage by 6% when refined to plus 8. Advanced Sack Teddy Shoes will have a synthesized form which we'll discuss later. Up next, we have additional tiers for Bunny Slippers, which is an upgraded form of shoes. It can now be upgraded from Tier 5 to Tier 8 using the following materials. Aside from granting more def and max HP, the new tiers will also boost SP regen by 12 when refining reaches plus 5. A Tier 8 Bunny Slippers will be used as a secondary equipment for the synthesis of Wolf Grandma Slippers, while a Tier 4 Bunny Slippers will be used as a secondary equipment for the synthesis of Mama Shoes. Up next, we have additional tiers for Death Cat Boots, which is the upgraded form of Death Cat Shoes. It can now be upgraded from Tier 5 to Tier 8 using the following materials. Aside from granting more def and max HP, the new tiers will also give plus 7% movement speed and plus 3 to all attributes. A Tier 8 Death Cat Boots will be used as a secondary equipment for the synthesis of Rune Boots, while a Tier 4 Death Cat Boots will be used as a secondary equipment for the synthesis of Tidal Shoes. Up next, we have new tiers for Diabolus Boots, which can be crafted in Rachel. It can now be upgraded from Tier 1 to Tier 4 using the following materials. Notably, it will grant more def, movement speed, and max HP. In addition, it will grant plus 2% magic damage reduction when refining reaches plus 5, giving a total of plus 10% magic damage reduction at plus 10 refinement. It does not have a synthesized form, but the clean Diabolus Boots will be used as a secondary equipment for the synthesis of high fashion sandals. Up next, we have additional tiers for High Fashion Sandals, which is an upgraded form of high heels. It can now be upgraded from Tier 5 to Tier 8 using the following materials. Notably, it will grant more def, MDef, and max HP. In addition, it will grant plus 5% physical damage reduction when refined to plus 10. High Fashion Sandals will have a synthesized form which we'll discuss later. Up next, we have additional tiers for Mama Shoes, which is crafted in Pion. It can now be upgraded from Tier 5 to Tier 8 using the following materials. The new tiers will give more def, max HP, and max SP. Mama Shoes will have a synthesized form which we'll discuss later. Up next, we have new tiers for Staunch Shoes, which is dropped by Vagabond Wolf. It can now be upgraded from Tier 6 to Tier 9 using the following materials. The new tiers will only increase def and max HP. It does not have a synthesized form, but a Tier 9 Staunch Shoes will be used as a secondary equipment for the synthesis of Boots of Judgment, Dance Shoes, and Rescuer Shoes, while a Tier 5 Staunch Shoes will be used as a secondary equipment for the synthesis of True War Shoes. Up next, we have additional tiers of True War Shoes, which is an upgraded form of Soldier Boots. It can now be upgraded from Tier 5 to Tier 8 using the following materials. The new tiers will grant additional def and a significant boost in max HP, especially when refining reaches plus 8. True War Shoes will have a synthesized form which we'll discuss later. Lastly, we have additional tiers for Tidal Shoes, which is dropped by Ghostring. It can now be upgraded from Tier 7 to Tier 10 using the following materials. The new tiers will grant more def, block, and max HP. In addition, it will grant plus 5% spell crit chance when refining reaches plus 10. Tidal shoes will have a synthesized form which we'll discuss later. Alright, now that we're done with the new tiers, let's discuss next the new Footgear synthesis feature. First up, we have the synthesis of Advanced Sack Teddy Shoes. In here, we can see that in comparison to a Tier 8 Advanced Sack Teddy Shoes, the synthesized version will grant additional 30 def, 1000 max HP, and 2 agi. The only other advantage is that at plus 15 refinement, where it grants plus 8% crit damage, giving a total of 20% crit damage. The high crit damage modifiers of this Footgear would make it an excellent choice for the physical auto-attack critical build. Here are the needed materials for synthesizing Advanced Sack Teddy Shoes. Up next, we have the synthesis of Boots of Judgment. In comparison to a Tier 4 Boots of Judgment, the synth version will grant additional 30 def, 1500 max HP, 2% movement speed, and 4 int. In addition, it will give plus 1% holy attack for every refined level starting from plus 0 instead of plus 10, and thus will significantly boost holy element skills of Saint such as Heal, Magnus Exorcismus, and Adoramus. Refining it to plus 15 is ideal since it will grant plus 3% magic damage. Here are the needed materials for synthesizing Boots of Judgment. Up next, we have the synthesis of Crystal Pumps. In comparison to a Tier 8 Crystal Pumps, the synth version will grant additional 30 def, 1700 max HP, 2% movement speed, and 2 int. In addition, it will significantly increase magic attack at higher refined levels, giving a total of plus 18% magic attack at plus 15 refinement. This will definitely be the best in slot for Arcane Master and other magic classes to boost DPS. Here are the needed materials for synthesizing Crystal Pumps. Up next, we have the synthesis of Dance Shoes. In comparison to a Tier 4 Dance Shoes, the synth version will grant additional 30 def, 1500 max HP, and plus 2 to Dex, Vit, and Int. The only advantage of refining it to plus 15 is the additional 5% physical damage. This will be a good option for the Performer class to improve their survivability in PvP. Here are the needed materials for synthesizing Dance Shoes. Up next, we have the synthesis of Elegant Dorm Shoes. In comparison to a Tier 8 Elegant Dorm Shoes, the synth version will grant additional 30 def, 2000 max HP, 2% movement speed, 1 int, and 1 dex. In addition, it will also increase physical and magic damage at higher refined levels, giving a total of 9% physical and magic damage at plus 15 refinement. This will definitely be the best in slot for the physical and magic spirit whisper to boost their DPS. Here are the needed materials for synthesizing Elegant Dorm Shoes. Up next, we have the synthesis of High Fashion Sandals. In comparison to a Tier 8 High Fashion Sandals, the synth version will grant additional 30 def, 1500 max HP, 2% movement speed, and 20 mdef. It is recommended to have at least plus 10 refinement before synthesizing to get a total of plus 16% physical damage reduction. The advantage of refining it to plus 15 is that it will give an extra 5% physical and magic damage reduction. This Footgear is ideal in PvP, especially when paired with Magic Staunchman 2 or its synthesis, as they both give high physical and magic damage reduction. Here are the needed materials for synthesizing High Fashion Sandals. Up next, we have the synthesis of Mama Shoes. In comparison to a Tier 8 Mama Shoes, the synth version will grant additional 30 def, 1000 max HP, 200 max SP, and 2% movement speed. A synthesized plus 15 Mama Shoes is ideal since it grants a total of 12% max SP and 500 max SP. In addition, it's less pricey compared to other Footgears. It will be very useful for increasing the max SP of Dragon Fist and Stellar Hunter. Here are the needed materials for synthesizing Mama Shoes. Up next, we have the synthesis of Rescuer shoes. In comparison to a Tier 8 Rescuer shoes, the synth version will grant additional 29 def, 1500 max HP, and 2% movement speed. In addition, it will grant plus 4% ignore def and 7% physical penetration at plus 15 refinement. This will be a good option for the potion cast build of begetters in PvP. Here are the needed materials for synthesizing Rescuer shoes. Up next, we have the synthesis of Rune Boots. In comparison to a Tier 4 Rune Boots, the synth version will grant additional 30 def, 1500 max HP, 1 int, and 1 strength. In addition, it will increase physical and magic attack at higher refined levels, giving a total of plus 16% physical and magic attack at plus 15 refinement. This definitely will be the best in slot for increasing the DPS of physical job classes, especially those that utilize both attack and magic attack. However, Rune Boots is more expensive compared to other Footgears. Here are the needed materials for synthesizing Rune Boots. Up next, we have the synthesis of Fur War shoes. In comparison to a Tier 8 Fur War shoes, the synth version will grant additional 30 def, 1400 max HP, 2% movement speed, and 4 vit. It's recommended to have at least plus 12 refinement before synthesizing to get a total of 7% max HP. The only advantage of refining it to plus 15 is an additional 5% max HP. This footgear is exclusive for the Swordsman, Merchant, Thief, Super Novice, and Ninja job classes and can significantly boost their max HP. Here are the needed materials for synthesizing Fur War shoes. Up next, we have the synthesis of Tidal shoes. In comparison to a Tier 10 Tidal shoes, the synth version will grant additional 30 def, 1500 max HP, and 6 luck. It is recommended to have at least plus 10 refinement before synthesizing to get a total of 20% spell crit chance. The only advantage of refining it to plus 15 is the additional 5% spell crit chance. This footgear is used by Chronomancer and paired with Silk Robe to convert boss monsters into water element, a strategy commonly employed to increase DPS in the Thanatos Tower. Here are the needed materials for synthesizing Tidal shoes. Lastly, we have the synthesis of Wolf Grandma slippers. In comparison to a Tier 4 Wolf Grandma slippers, the synth version will grant additional 30 def, 1500 max HP, 2% movement speed, 2 strength, and 1 vit. It is recommended to have at least plus 15 refinement before synthesizing to get a total of 4% ignore def and 7% melee physical damage. This footgear is a good option for increasing DPS of melee job classes. It is also cheaper compared to Rune Boots. Here are the needed materials for synthesizing Wolf Grandma slippers. Alright, so far I've gone through all the new tiers and synthesis for footgears in RO 2.0. I hope this video has helped you guys in deciding which footgear is best to upgrade in the next episode. Do take note that this information is based on the RO 2.0 patch in the China server, so some translations might be different once in English. However, the effects and materials will most likely be the same. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love you to consider subscribing by hitting the red subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.